welcome to another episode of the HLTB podcast. I'm your host, Paula, now with a whole set of kitty ears that light up because they're RGB. Joined as always by Josh.
What's up, everybody?
And today, as always, we'll be talking about the games, Josh has beaten. The one game Josh has retired, so I guess that streak is gone. And what we've been playing recently. For a change of pace, we are doing a little game for our discussion topic. So we wanted to do something with music, and it was like, hey, why don't we guess music tracks from video games? Like, try to guess like which game is it from? So each of us brought 10 or so tracks for the other to guess, and we'll have a fun time. And our guessing is not ending there because, of course, Josh is gonna quiz me this week on guess the game, but actually with the actual clues that we always use.
Lots of guessing this episode.
So I'm guessing you finished one of those games that you've been talking about lately. I'm sorry.
Sure have. Yeah, so I decided to put in a bit of a concerted effort lately to finish off Horizon Chase Turbo, which is the kind of retro throwback racing game that I had been playing a while ago. But there's just there's a lot of content as well. There's a lot of races to get through if you're playing the career or tournament mode. I can't remember what it's called, which I was doing. And that, to me, seems like the main game sort of progression. Because as you go through, you unlock new cars and new tracks, and they get harder, obviously. And yeah, but it's a good time. It's a good game. The criticism I have of it is mostly that it does get very samey. It can be a bit boring at times, depending on, if you're waiting to unlock a new car to make things a little bit more interesting. Sometimes it can take like 10 races before you get to the next car, which is fine, but most of the races are very, very similar because the graphics are kind of the same. The landscapes are pretty much the same, especially throughout each continent or each country that you're in. Whereas they do change up per country. So like when you go to Hawaii, there's like lots of beaches and palm trees and stuff. When you go to Vegas, there's like lots of big casinos in the background and things. When you're in, Japan, there's like Shinto gates and stuff that you're driving through. But ultimately, it does get a bit samey. So, you have to kind of really like this kind of game to play through the whole thing, I think. Because there's other racing games which offer way more variety, not only just in cars and handling and everything, but in tracks and challenges and even style of races. Like a lot of rally games they'll have point-to-point races, but they'll also have rally cross races, which is like multiple cars on the same track. They might even have some sort of just open world kind of gymkhana kind of trick events kind of thing, which is cool because that's doing rally. But this is doing old school way of making racing games, which is basically same thing over and over again. And a lot of the cars, while you do get to upgrade them and it increases their handling or their speed or that kind of thing, the differences aren't really that noticeable. They're kind of minor little stat changes. But having said that, I don't want to sound like I'm totally bagging the game because it does what it's trying to do really well, and it's not trying to do anything else. So to be fair to the game, it's, achieving what it sets out to achieve, basically. It just might not be for everyone who wants like a lot of variety in their racing game. But either way, I enjoyed it. I played through all of it and I did every single race to finish it. So it was obviously good enough to get there. And then I finished another couple of games which are very similar in a lot of ways because they both involve walking around taking photos of things in an environment. So the first one was one I found, I think, on Game Pass called Beasts of Maravilla Island, or Maravilla Island, perhaps. I'd never heard of it, but I just saw it on Game Pass and went, oh, that looks interesting. And essentially you play as a girl who's gone to find an island where either your father or your grandfather, I can't remember which, basically was an explorer and had written these books about all these fantastical and wonderful and kind of almost mythical creatures that lived on this island. And they were a bit of a naturist kind of person who went around and studied them and, documented them and all that kind of thing. So the basic premise is that you've now gone to the island to document them yourselves and kind of prove that these things exist, because no one believes that they exist, because they're like, it would have been like back in the day when someone first discovered a platypus and everyone thought that it was a hoax because it looked so stupid. But now it's your turn with these mythical creatures. And so the whole point of the game is you're on this island and there's like 3 different zones that you go to. And in those zones, it's your job to basically take photos of everything you see. Plants, animals, everything that's different, essentially. And there's a lot of stuff that you have to find and see. And then there's also these special animals in each area, and you want to photograph different behaviors for those animals. So in the first area, there are these like monkey dudes who also have wings and are like these mythical kind of monkey creatures. So the first time you see them, they're just kind of sitting in a tree and you go, oh, cool. And you take a photo, and that's like the natural photo of or behavior of the monkeys. But if you go to a certain area and like do a certain thing, it kind of calls them, because you can like whistle and stuff as well to like call to animals, and they might fly over by flying through the treetops. So you get a photo of them while they're flying, and then you find their nests and you kind of get them to come to their nests, and you take a photo of them in their nests. So you're like trying to find different behavior kind of shots of the special animals. But then as you're going through as well, like I said, there's lots of plants to photograph. There's like butterflies and bugs and, all that kind of stuff that, is kind of cool. And it's pretty much a walking simulator, go around, take photos of stuff. But there are a couple of little puzzles and things, like there are weird plants and things where if you take a photo of them, the flash from your camera kind of makes them grow, so they let you access other areas. It's just weird and wonderful in that sense. It's very gamey like that.
It's actually kind of fun.
Yeah. It's not trying to be realistic or anything. Like, the whole point is that you're on this weird kind of island. Or like there's cool bits where there are these snails which have kind of reflective shells. So to reflect some sunlight onto another plant to make that one kind of open up and bloom so you can climb on top of it, you need to kind of put some fruit down on the ground so that the snail will wander over to eat the fruit, but then intersect a beam of light and reflect it somewhere else. So, there's just weird shit like that that's kind of good fun. And yeah, each zone has its own kind of special animal, but then a bunch of other animals to photograph, and obviously the plants as well. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole game. But that's a good thing, because it was a lot of fun and very chill, very straightforward. Only took like a couple of hours, I think, to get through.
It does sounds like a lot of fun, especially like the way you have to like photograph the creatures doing their thing at different times of day, or like doing different things.
Yeah.
It's kind of like in Pokemon Snap, actually, because in new Pokemon Snap, in the old one, you got like extra points for special big pictures, like a Pikachu like pretty much like rolling Electro, which is like a ball Pokemon, so it just jumps on top of starts like walking, and the Electrode is rolling. Or you can get Surfing Pikachu if you lure a Pikachu onto a surfing board. And on new Pokemon stuff, they actually made like different, I guess, like not quality of pictures, but there's like 4 pictures you can get, or like 4 distinct quality pictures you can get per Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, for I'm trying to think about another one that isn't Pikachu right now that has like many forms. Oh yeah, there's a Charizard in the volcano area, and you can just find it like walking around and doing its thing. but you can actually like take a picture of it flying. But also you can catch it like fighting with a T-Rex kind of Pokemon on the volcano. And that one is like, I don't remember if the 3 or 4 star one, and gives you like a lot of points because it is very special, I guess. So yeah, the fact that in the game you were talking about, you had to photograph like flora and fauna in like in different, I guess, poses or like moments, I guess, or situations. Kind of remind me of Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, and I feel like this is still probably a bit simpler than Pokemon Snap, but obviously I've never played Pokemon Snap, so I don't know. But yeah, that's Beasts of Maravilla Island. It's a fun one if it sounds like the kind of game you'd be into, and it is on Game Pass, so, you know.
Oh, it is on Game Pass. I'm going to take a look at it.
So it's a very cozy kind of game. It's, you know, walking around taking photos of stuff, so how hardcore can it be kind of thing. But I enjoyed it either way. It was just what I was after. Similarly, I finished playing a game which I've mentioned before called Berry People, which is from the Sock Pop Collective developers. So this is only a short little game, but again, same sort of thing where you've got a map with lots of different areas, and each area is kind of like it's almost like a small room, but it's outside, and there are paths that then lead to other areas, and you kind of explore the map, and you've got a photo book or an album that you're trying to fill with photos of all the different berry people who are found all around the map. And essentially each one of them are these little dudes who are just like quite what it says, like little berries, like different colored circles with faces essentially. And they're on each area, they're either just running around having a good time, or they're like hiding in places where you have to find them, or they might be like stuck behind something, so you have to kind of find them again and get a good shot, or they might be scared of you, so they run away if you get too close. So you've got to try and figure out the best way to get a good shot. And the whole idea is to go around the map and get, I don't think you even have to photograph everything to quote unquote finish the game, like see the credits, because there's a thing that happens at the end that kind of takes you to the credits. And I think I did that with, I think when I had about 83 of 100 photos completed, because it gives you like a tally towards the end. But that doesn't really matter because you can continue that on and like finish taking photos of everything you've missed as well. So, and that's what I did. But this is a lot simpler. Well, kind of a lot simpler than, say, Beasts of Maravilla Island, and I would say definitely simpler than something like Pokemon Snap, because this is literally just take a photo of the berry people
of a thing,
as close as you can, kind of thing. So the only difficult thing is you can get like a gold star photo compared to just a regular photo. So if you take a photo of someone and you're kind of too far away, or they're a little bit out of shot or something, it might still register that you've taken a photo of them, but it's just a regular old photo. But if you take a photo where you're like up close and they're right in the center, and it's, you know, obviously a close-up photo of this character, then you'll get a gold star photo, which is like the best one. And there's an achievement for getting gold stars on everything. So the hard ones, though, are the berries that are basically hiding, and if you get too close, they run away, so you can't take a photo of them. So you've got to try and like edge your way forwards and figure out when is close enough that you can get a gold star photo, but when it's too close or in the wrong position that they're going to get scared and run away.
You have to be sneaky about it.
Yeah, and it's not exactly difficult or super challenging. You just kind of got to be aware of it, because otherwise it's basically you run up to the next berry that you're trying to photograph, and they're usually, the ones that hide are usually like, you can kind of see them poking out from behind bushes or something, and so you can kind of see that they might run away if you do get too close. So all I ever did was basically run up to them. As soon as they did run away, I go, okay, that's too close, and then just back up until they came back. And then that was about as close as I could get. So yeah, I managed to get gold stars on every single one of them, which was fun. But also, as you go cruise around this map as well, there are locked areas, so you have to kind of, I think there's about 4 different gates that kind of gate off different areas, but there are keys to be found in other areas to then get through those gates. So sometimes you have to do a little bit of backtracking. There are also, you have a limited amount of photos you can take at any one time. You have I think it's 7 shots in your camera or something like that. So you can't just walk around willy-nilly snap until you get it right, because you'll run out very quickly.
Yeah, you ran out of film.
Yeah. But there are I want to say stations where you develop your film, in basically every second area or so. So you're not far away from doing that. And every time you develop your film, it replenishes your camera as well. So yeah, when you develop it, it kind of puts all the photos in your album in the right position for the berry people that you've discovered. And then it refreshes your camera so that you've got another 7 shots to take, or I think it's about 7, maybe 7 or 8. Yeah, so it's nice having that kind of limitation, because occasionally I would be just smacking my button for a kind of relatively hard to get berry person, but I'd keep running out of film, so I'd have to keep going backtracking, replenishing my film, coming back, snap, try, fail it again, go back, replenish my film. But that was because I was happy snapping my way through it and not really thinking about it too much. So, but if you do think about it and you do purposefully kind of take photos where you should, then it's not too much of a problem, and yeah, it's easy enough. But yeah, that's Berry People, kind of my first sock pop game that I've actually completed. I've kind of looked at and played a few, and I joined their Patreon just recently as well, where you get one of their games every month, and then occasionally you might get another game if they release it and stuff like that. I have to say, from being on their Discord, though, there's a bit of unrest in the whole Patreon world of Sock Pop Collective, because they're a bit slack on the whole giving you your game every month and that sort of thing.
Yeah, in the last couple of months, they didn't upload a game to the Patreon.
Yeah.
And then, the other day, when you actually talk about it, they uploaded 2 games that they were kind of quote unquote owing us in
Yeah.
a way.
Well, and I believe that, because I think, if you're going to get people to give you money and you say this is what you get for your money, then they should get that for their money. Because, I'm all about supporting them as independent developers and all that kind of thing. But I have to admit, part of the reason I wanted to join their Patreon was to get access to some of their games. So, yeah, it's been an interesting experience so far. I've been a Patreon now for 3 months or so, I think. And that's why I had Berry People to play, because that was one of the games that you got when you signed up. And
yeah,
it's been interesting, because I've looked at the Discord as well, and I haven't really chimed in because it's not really my kind of thing to be bothered with. But there are some people who are a bit annoyed, I have to say, at the I guess the disorganization of delivering these things.
Yeah.
But hopefully they'll sort it out, because, people are people, and that's cool. Everyone makes mistakes, and no worries. It's just a good reminder, I think. It's worth mentioning, because I think anyone who goes into this sort of thing, and it's like Kickstarters, or it's even worse than Kickstarters in my view, because you kind of expect Kickstarters to fail anyway, sometimes.
It is a risk.
Yeah. Whereas something I don't know, I'm a real big stickler for, if someone gives you them money for something, you really should be professional and, give back what they, complete the trade, basically.
Yeah.
And so that's good. I don't want to be too harsh on them, because they have just been a bit slack with it, that's all. But they've still come good with what everyone's been paying for. So, I don't want to rag on them too much. But it's more just, it got me thinking about how I guess, because I think if I had a Patreon, I would feel so imposter syndrome that people are giving me money anyway, that I would be throwing everything I had at them. So it seems weird to me whenever I hear about Patreons or other things where people don't, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. But anyway, it got me thinking about that. But Berry People was fun. I'm also looking forward to playing more of their games, obviously, because that's why I gave them money in the first place. So yeah, there'll be more of that to come in the future, I'm sure. I eventually, though, retired a game that I started last year and have been kind of plugging away at every now and then. I haven't really mentioned it much because nothing's really been worth mentioning. But I eventually retired The Last Case of Benedict Fox, which I was kind of sad to retire because I feel like it's a better game than it got credit for when it came out, because it didn't get a lot of praise. A lot of people complained about it and, picked it apart and said why it was bad and everything. But I didn't really agree with a lot of that criticism, even though I did retire it. But the story is interesting. The graphics are fun. The level design, I think, is interesting. But the thing that made me want to retire it is and this could be just, a Metroidvania type thing for me, but it just got too repetitive and I felt like I was doing a lot of retreading old ground by the time I retired it, essentially. Like the last time I turned it on to play it, I spent about an hour playing and I basically went retread a whole bunch of old places on the map just to kind of open doors that I now had access to because I'd unlocked the next thing. And it didn't feel satisfying when I did that. So I retired it. Because I also knew that I was only about 2/3 of the way through the game. So I thought, man, if I've got a couple more hours of this, I just couldn't be bothered. And, again, it was on Game Pass, so an easy retire. Like, not that I mind retiring other things that I've actually bought individually, but when it is on Game Pass, it's like, oh, well, no harm, no foul kind of thing. But yeah, that's Last Case of Benedict Fox. I don't really have anything else to say about it other than it is good. I think it's better than critics gave it credit for, and I think it's better than a lot of users gave it credit for. But it does have problems, especially if you're not the biggest Metroidvania fan like I am, or like I'm not. However that should work. So yeah, it was fun. And there's some good accessibility options in there as well, with because some of the puzzles can be quite challenging and things, so you could just skip them if you wanted to. Some of the combat could be quite challenging, but there was even a mode where you could basically turn on a god mode for yourself, just in the game options, which I always think is cool because who cares if you do. So yeah, I think they did a lot of good stuff in that game, and I'm very kind of sad to retire it. But I also would rather play other things right now, so
Why not?
It got retired.
The backlog is asking for a sacrifice after all.
Exactly. And I've added to my backlog, so,
Ta-da!
That's enough from me. Let's talk about what we've been playing, which, Paula, you can talk about as much as you like. Go for it.
Okay, so first of all, I'm currently playing just 2 games. I actually thought I would have their 9 bar comments ready for this recording, but I did end up seeing. And I actually didn't remember we were recording today. I thought we were recording tomorrow, so I was like, yeah, finish it for tomorrow, no problem.
Nice.
I by chance look at Discord at the around recording time, and Josh was like, "Hey, I'm ready whenever." I'm like, "What? Whoops!" It was a very, very funny moment over there.
But we
So
made it.
we made it. Okay, so I've been playing our 9 bar commons, and I ended up finishing everyone's route. If we remember correctly, on this route, I picked Nanami as a protagonist. Ended up on Ron's route. The guy is pretty much a sloth, and remember we said there's probably a traitor over there, like over here in this game. Well, we found it. Well, you actually found him pretty much on every route, but here's um I'm not gonna say you play in favor of the traders sometimes, but you kind of do. So there's some very interesting interactions over there. I still feel that Ron is pretty much the person your parents warned you about. Like, do not talk to that guy. He's gonna bring you to a dark alley and like sell your organs or something like that. Like, if you see like his portrait art, he looks fishy as all hell. It doesn't help when he takes off his glasses and he has a bionic eye. So yeah.
Mm.
I finally got to the ninth route of Nor9.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think about it, there's one other thing that I haven't played yet. Um, and picked once again Mikoto, my favorite protagonist in this game, and went through Natsukiko's route, which is not an expert, who is not an expert and is not actually like one of the inhabitants of the giant ship called the Norn. But Natsuki is kind of like against the mission the Espers have been given, and he actually knows more than any of the Espers right there. Reason being, he kind of was born in like in the island where this world thing is located, and he's been trying to prevent the world from doing a thing. He's pretty much trying to stop the Espers from reaching their destination at all costs. Um, so, funnily enough, since I said like a while ago that the overall like reason of how you end up, the reasoning like behind you getting into a route is because since there's a trader, uh, each like they have to pair up. Each girl pretty much like has 3 options. In the case of Mikado, since she only has Itsuki and Itsuki and Sakuya on her team, she's like, well, fuck it. Sakuya, take care of Itsuki. I'm going to do my own thing and I'm gonna investigate all alone. Funnily enough, Sakuya doesn't trust that is not gonna like overwork herself to death. So he pretty much sends Sorata. If you remember the kid that was supposed to be like the one of the protagonists, but he's like the point of view like where you start the game, and then he pretty much gets forgotten on half of the routes, making an apparition here and there.
Nice.
But Sorata is kind of useful in this route. Because since he's told by Sakuya that he has to stick by Mikoto, he actually starts seeing some inconsistencies between the Taisho. Was it Taishora? I think it was Taishora. Hopefully I don't butcher this. I think it was the Taishora that he remembers about in the history classes he's been to, and the actual Taishora he's kind of like actually seeing right now. Uh, so things happen. Mikoto gets kind of kidnapped over there, and she ends up in Natsukiko's base, kind of like a not like as an hostage, but Natsuhiko's like, hey, I kind of wanted to kill all the Espers, but I think your barrier power is gonna be useful to me. It turns out like Natsuhiko is trying to stop this psychopath that is selling weapons to every country, nation, village, whatever, from pretty much starting a world war. So he feels like he needs the barrier power so he can like destroy the weapons without him getting hurt in the process.
Cool.
That's like the too long didn't read kind of thing here. One very funny part about this route in particular is that both characters, both Natsuhiko and Mikoto, are bullheaded as all hell. So this pretty much ended up being a Metabot battle. Like, Metabot is a cocoon Pokemon
Right.
that only knows the moves Harden, that raises its defense and cannot attack.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's pretty much a staring contest of who is the most bullheaded person over here. After really getting to like why Natsuhiko is doing the things he's doing, Mikura's like, okay, I'll cooperate with you, but still she hasn't like gotten used to this new life and being like away from the others,
Mm.
and Natsuhiko being absolutely clumsy. Tried to give her like a robot maid that was absolutely dangerous because it could like self-destruct if on command to protect its master. And Mikado didn't want anything to do with that. Uh, so she kind of like stopped eating. So that he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna build this Hiyoko or chicken robot here. Give it like a teleprompter so it can talk to Mikoto and pretty much like try to make her feel better and have her eat because she's gonna die at this pace." The plot twist here is that Tsukiko actually talking through the prompter, um, which is revealed like far away into the route, and I find absolutely adorable. But anyway, but uh, so overall, like during this route, like they gonna get closer together. Partially because they got into an accident that Tsukiko lost his memories and stopped being a bastard at some point.
As you
He
do.
got his memories back, but they kind of like met at a middle point on what to do about the Espers here. And I ended up getting to the happy ending where they managed to not have the world like complete this particular mission, but also they are currently like trying to destroy all the weapons this mad person was spreading around. So yeah.
Cool.
After that, I got into getting some of the extras. Oh, and I have to say, like Natsuki also closed in a very nice way the arcing story of Nor 9, and you actually get answers for fucking once.
Nice.
And I think this is by far like my favorite road. I feel like I don't know if like the writers had a favorite child and it's Natsuhiko. um, I also went and did like a lot of extra stuff, which okay, so I think I already said like each route takes, if you play like from the beginning to end without skipping anything, you should take about 6 hours, maybe seven, to beat each route. Since I've been skipping like everything that I already went through, I took 6 hours on the first route and 4 hours on each subsequent route,
Wow.
with Nersukiku's route taking a little bit more. Um, with that in mind, I'm pretty surprised that the not the short stories that you get for each of the characters take like half an hour to go through. So I mean, I'm pretty happy because they're pretty cute, but I'm still baffled at how the short stories in the game are like chunky proportionally to what you actually play in the main game.
Mm.
Because they usually take like maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20, but no more than that. And not all games get like extra content like that. This game has 9 routes, and they went through it and gave us a lot of extra content. So I went through all 9 side stories, and I'm currently farming for points to unlock like all the extra stuff. So, North 9 has like a store where you can spend the points you win through the routes to unlock like all the extras. In the extras, there's the
Question. What? Because I'm not very familiar with these types of games. When you say you're farming for points, like what do you mean? Like where do you get points from?
Oh, okay. So in the case of Nor 9, you actually don't get points like in most Otome games.
Right.
But in Nor 9, when you finish the route, you get 100 points.
Okay.
And at some point during the route, you also get 30 extra points, but I don't remember why. But I do remember getting 130 points for each route.
Right.
There's also a couple of a mini game that is not so much a game, but a random generator kind of thing,
Okay.
where you select one of the characters of their nine, and the game selects three other characters, and it's kind of like, hey, you are playing as Kakeru, so you find this person randomly, and they do this, so you gain or lose such and such points.
Okay.
You don't actually do anything else than just selecting the one character. But it's kind of cute to see like which situations get generated or like get picked from the situations. It's kind of grindy though, because you can have like a very good run and get like a 240 points at once, and then you have like 15 shitty runs where you get like 10 points or even lose some points. There is another like um not mini game but activity, I guess, um where during the game you get keywords
Right.
during certain scenes, and those keywords you can use in this activity thingy where you can um pretty much take uh a dialogue line where that keyword, like related to that keyword from a character, and start chaining it together with lines from other characters. And if you care enough, which I didn't, you can make it sound like they're having a conversation with each other.
Right.
I tried it out, found it cute, but I got bored pretty quickly, so there's that.
That makes sense.
And then like the actual meat and potatoes of the extra content are the short stories, which cost 110 points each.
Okay.
The OST, because you can like buy the OST in game and like have it in a player thingy and just listen to it like without the game, I guess, or like not without or like in the game you have like the city pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Which I find it weird that they've looked behind like the point system, because in every other otome that I played, it's once you've heard like the music track in game, it automatically gets unlocked in the music player. But whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Nine does weird things, I guess. There's also like illustrations, I think. Was it illustrations or pictures that are just city pictures that I haven't unlocked yet? And
Yeah.
there's four mini comics, which I'm working my way through unlocking right now.
Cool.
I'm also missing like some CGs from the other endings of the game, which if I want to get all the completion is CG, I have to go through. But I'm just gonna go skip through those. And the only one like big story thing that I'm missing is it a prologue epilogue? I think it's the Sorata epilogue where you pretty much finally see what the fuck he was up to during the trip. So yeah.
Cool.
That is number 9. Next time, hopefully, I'll finish the game so I can start Tengoku Struggle.
Awesome.
And the other game that I've been playing is Let's Go.
I'm interested in this one.
Yeah, this is a game my boyfriend bought on Steam on a sale, I think. It was either on a sale or it was like already very cheap. And this is pretty much like a build your own school simulator in a way. So you first have to name your school, give it like a, a badge, a name. Mine is called Murder Bunnies because okay, so I have I have like a little keychain that is a rabbit with a knife, and I looked at it and it was like, yeah, you're gonna be the name of the school. Since Bunny with a knife was too long for the name, I just went with Murder Bunny. Um, and and the insignia actually has a bunny, so
Cool.
I just rolled with that. You
Mhm.
also can select like the uniforms of your students, and then off you go. You are given this very old and dilapidated school, and you have to make it flourish. The way to do so depends on which kind of game of objective you want to achieve. So if I remember correctly, there's like 4 ways to quote unquote win the game, and that is either like by academic achievements, and that implies having like very good students and having a very good curriculum and teachers and stuff like that. You can make like the school have as many people as possible. You can have your school be like great at extracurricular activities and having like a lot of clubs and stuff like that. And your students that participate on clubs will also like earn you money because they go to competitions and such, um, representing the school. So that's the other way to do it. And the fourth way is pretty much by having a very comfortable and pretty school. No joking. That's the point of the fourth objective.
Nice.
So you have to manage a lot of things because first of all, you're the director, but you cannot manage like everything by yourself. Like your character will be stuck at the director's room pretty much every anytime unless they're also a teacher and gonna go and teach the kids some stuff. Each character, no, not each character, each employee slash teacher has a bunch of stats, such as like each teacher has like a specialty, and they are like only able to teach classes in that specialty, and they are like arts and music, sports, science, and humanities, I guess.
Yep.
So each teacher has like their own main class, I guess, but also they have stats such as management that pretty much like says like um, how much they can take on before they get stressed out. So people with high management can be like leaders on research, or they can be like the head teacher of a class and have like people working for them and have things work out for them. There's the actual teaching stat. So for certain topics or classes, like for the higher level classes, you have to have teachers with a certain amount of points on that stat for them to teach the students. And the higher that stat is, the faster the students learn.
Cool.
There's also the learning stat that the higher it is, the faster they learn. So you can use that stat to pretty much learn or like increase the other stuff. And why I feel like I'm forgetting something. It was management. It was investigation or research.
Yep.
You can also research things to make life at your campus like easier, or to unlock some facilities, or to unlock like some classes and stuff like that. So you want to have a research center with the lead researcher having both very good management and research skills, and all the minions that are in charge of have to have like high research points, because the higher the research, the faster they do research. That's the gist of it. So
Nice.
you have to use have, and also you have like the non-teachers, like the I forgot how the game calls them, but they're pretty much like the supporter role in the school. So you have the people that work on finance, the people that are able to cook, and also the people who are able to um, work at the infirmary. So you have to start building classes, putting some seats on it. And then you have to organize like each class schedule, so every kid passes at the end of the semester, and you have to actually manage a lot of stuff. So you have to have food available for the kids, but you have to be careful, because if you have too much junk food, they get fat. If you have like food that is either too healthy or low quality, they are unhappy. So you have to manage the happiness of your students and your staff, so you can get more students, and your students and staff members are better at doing their job.
Cool.
You also have to take into account like natural disasters that can occur. So there's earthquakes in the game. So sometimes I actually need to, yeah, I need to research the real thing, because my students do not know how to evacuate. So whenever an earthquake occurs, I have to like manually like tell each one that, okay, the stair is right there, fucker. Like, go down the stairs, please. Get out of here. Uh, and they get scared. So of course you're gonna have like people being like scared like for a week or so before they actually do their thing again. There are cases where the weather is too hot or too cool, so you have to have uh, the equipment to manage that, so people will still be happy. You have to break fights, because sometimes your students will either bully someone or fight with each other, or sometimes they're just like not paying attention and playing out everyone together like in some corner of the classroom. So you have just to send a teacher to discipline them. And also there's they can bring in contraband. For some stupid reason, their favorite contraband for a while was frogs. And if you don't catch the kids that have frogs in their inventory, so you can like manually check each one of your students' inventory. And if you see like a contraband item, you can like confiscate it. And actually have been doing like a pretty good job with that.
Gotta
But
get those
if they have,
frogs.
yeah, the stupid thing is that if someone has a frog and they have like, I don't know, if they are like bored or they're just like a problem kid, you're gonna have a poor bullied kid with a frog on their face, and you have to go rescue that kid, take the frog out of that kid's face.
Nice.
And if you have like a lot of people with gaming consoles, like sometimes they don't even have them. Like I started confiscated every single one of them, and sometimes they're still like playing in the corner of the room. So you have to keep in mind, like some have cigarettes, and it's like, yeah, that's not for you. Some have questionable magazines in their inventory too. Um, but
Makes
yeah, like
sense.
the latest trend on my school has been like gaming consoles, and it just looks like that GBA, and I'm taking that GBA, and once a week you can take all the confiscated items and give it to a lady who's gonna like return them to their parents,
Okay.
and you get points to get like items to make things easier on yourself, and so forth. There's like 3 speeds for the game. Like each semester will last either a week, 2 weeks, or 4 weeks. At normal speed, so each semester lasts 2 weeks.
Cool.
Um. So yeah,
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing that one because I picked it up in a bundle not so long ago. So I want to try it
it
out.
is it is stupidly fun. Like
Yeah.
the shenanigans some of the kids get into, and if you're like the kind of person who actually like feels like a certain like get around because like I don't know, they kind of like have different clothing, or like they have like I think that they really like, and they're good at it. So it's like, oh, okay, so you're going to start the track team, I guess. So you start like catering like to your favorites in a way. Uh,
Just like real school.
just yeah, pretty much. It's funny because I'm actually kind of a teacher in this semester, so I actually have a favorite in my class, but don't tell anyone. Um, but yeah, like the game is actually pretty fun. I didn't think I would have as much fun as I'm currently having with it until I saw my boyfriend playing, and it was like, "Hey, what are you playing?" "Oh, I'm playing Let's Go. Like, you wanna see?" After like half an hour of seeing, it was like, "Okay, I think I'm gonna play it too." I'm borrowing that from your library. Thank you very much.
Nice.
So yeah, it's very fun. Right now, I think I'm going for the academic victory pretty much.
Hmm.
But I'm starting to have like a lot of kids in the school, so they're getting kind of unruly. And you can like select, like you can have like offices on certain like districts or parts of town, and each one will have like a different requirement. For example, in the one that they in the default one at the start of the game, the kids all want to excel on science and humanities, and as you unlock other places, you have to cater to those kids' expectations of your school,
Nice.
and it gets complicated. Let's say I have like 3 classes, like 3 classes for each level, pretty much.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'll shut up for now because I don't want to spoil the fun for you. But yeah, be careful. Those kids bring frogs to the school and throw them in the faces of other kids.
It's wild,
Terrible.
man. That's wild.
Yeah. It was kind of fun the first time I saw it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it sounds good. I definitely am gonna check it out because yeah, when I saw you were playing it, I thought, it'd be interesting to hear what you've got to say because I definitely picked that up recently. So yeah.
Go play it and we'll have like
School
a bragging
rivalries.
contest. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I haven't been playing school games, but I've been playing some other games. I played some more Expeditions, a Mudrunner game, which I've spoken about before. Don't have heaps to say because I haven't got heaps further, except I've got into some new regions and that sort of thing. So new maps with different layouts and everything, of course. I'm still kind of waiting for. I I don't like I was talking about last time. I don't think rocky terrain is that exciting to me. I prefer deep mud and water and snow and stuff that we've played with before in this series. Whereas this is very rocky, kind of Arizona, America, desert. So far, anyway. I know there are maps further down the line that I haven't got to yet, which are more like jungly, and I'm hoping they're going to be more muddy and, you know, what I want. But it's still kind of interesting because there's lots of little quests and assignments you go on, which kind of force you to try and work your way through harsh landscapes. So it's very much about driving trucks and four-wheel drives through difficult terrain. But I'm still, for the size of the game, I kind of expected to be a little bit more impressed, a little bit quicker, I guess. But that's not to say that I'm not enjoying myself. I guess the thing is they're very much catering or holding your hand at this point still, because a lot of the options and a lot of the maps and everything are all very locked off. So you have to kind of complete this mission before you can pick up that contract and before you can do the next thing, including just free roam on the maps, which I think is a bit of a downside. They should have just had that open from the beginning, because you're then limited by money, because you have to spend money on fuel and repairs and all this kind of stuff. But it shouldn't be limited by, have you done 6 contracts? Okay, now you get to do free roam. Like, because there are things in the each map which are specifically for free roam, where you can basically go out and discover areas and discover pathways through certain parts of the terrain and discover, locations and that sort of thing. And some of that would be good to do before you do a contract, because like I'm doing a contract at the moment, which is I have to kind of go and scan an area, but I've tried it a couple of times and haven't been able to figure out how to actually get to that area, because it's like a bit of a plateau that I'm trying to scan, but I'm on the lower end on the outside, and I haven't yet found a way to kind of get up and onto the plateau. And using my drone and everything to scan doesn't kind of get the job done because it doesn't go far enough. But I'm just really struggling on thinking about where should I go and what should I do, which is kind of hard to do when you're driving this big ass truck with like all this equipment on it, because you need that for this assignment. Whereas if you had some free roam, it would be good to kind of just get out there with one of your exploration vehicles and, just go check it out and see. But, I'm being a bit gripey there. It's still like the next iteration for this series, which is good, because it definitely feels like there's more to it. There's more options. There's more, not so much variety, because you do have to purchase new trucks and everything, but they're very expensive, and I haven't got to the point where I can even purchase a new one yet. Whereas in the previous games, you kind of just found trucks and unlocked them, and you got given like heaps more than I have in this game. So, it's got its ups and downs, but I'm still plugging away. Don't really have much else to say about it other than, there's a lot to this game. There's like so much in it. Like, if you know that this game is good fun, there's a lot of game here to explore and get through. So it's good value in that sense. Much like I've also been playing Mortal Kombat 11, because after playing Street Fighter 5 recently and that horrendous story mode that was in Street Fighter 5, I thought I need a good story mode. I need to go back and play a Mortal Kombat game. And I've never played Mortal Kombat 11, which is, I think, the latest one is Mortal Kombat 1, because they like to do that kind of dumb stuff. Whereas the previous one is Mortal Kombat 11, which I do have in my library. And it's also taking up a lot of hard drive space because it's like 110 gig or something. So, time to play it and uninstall it and free up some space.
Pretty much.
I gotta say, the story is awesome. Like, this just turns around to Street Fighter and says, "Excuse me? Hold my beer. Let me show you how to do a fighting game story, because holy crap, it's so good." It's still bonkers batshit crazy because it's a fighting game story.
Of course it is. I do remember some of it because I haven't played through all of it myself, but we were like at a friend's house and we were playing like Mortal Kombat 11 and like taking turns to go through the story at some point. Uh, And I think when we got there, like to his house, he was like pretty much at the end of it. Uh, and we were trying to beat the final boss, and I'm
Yeah.
not proud of it. I could have cheesed it a little bit by
Hey, that's cool.
accident.
You got to do what you got to do.
So yeah, it is a lot of fun. It is very weighty too. Like the characters have actual weight, so they
Yeah.
feel kind of like slower than in other fighting games. But because of it, it feels more responsive in a way.
Yeah, for me, like Mortal Kombat is very good at giving player feedback in that sense. Like every hit feels like you're really hitting something really hard.
Yeah,
And because of the visual and the audio feedback and everything, you're like, yeah, bam, I just ran a truck through someone. But I know what you mean about the speed thing, but I think because Mortal Kombat relies on you, it wants you to learn like combos and those sorts of things
wait,
because
I'm an idiot. That wasn't Mortal Kombat. That was Taken. I'm an idiot.
uh,
It was at my sister's house that we played Mortal Kombat at. Still, I think like Taken feels like very weighty. Mortal Kombat is a nice balance between
yeah,
the weight of Tekken and the speed of
Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Yeah. Well, and I think Mortal Kombat kind of shares the whole juggling thing with Tekken as well. Like if you get your combos going, you can like keep people in the air and basically stun lock them
Yeah.
for like half their health bar, which can be frustrating when it's happening to you. But when you pull it off, it's like I'm a fighting game god. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
and also Mortal Kombat obviously has the extreme violence and gore that no other fighting game has, and so. But before I talk about that though, like with the story in this game, because it kind of picks up from the previous couple of games like 9 and 10 where there's all this like time travel stuff and they retcon the whole who's good who's bad and some people who are evil are now good guys and vice versa, and this story does the whole time travel thing again, and the big boss is basically manipulating time itself, and so you've got characters who it's all bonkers because everything that has happened previously doesn't really matter because time's being manipulated. So, not a spoiler, but in one of the previous games, Shao Kahn was the big boss, as he is in a lot of Mortal Kombat games, but he gets killed. But obviously he's back now because time has been manipulated.
Would you say this is kind of like a reboot where it's like, hey, remember all of that story that you previously played through? Well, you can forget about that. You don't
Well,
need any of that shit to play this one.
to its credit, not really, because you kind of do need to know the story from previous games for it to make a bit more sense than I think it would if you didn't. It's just going more mental kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think Mortal Kombat 1 might be more of like a reboot, as in let's just forget that and start again. Whereas this one is very much continuing the story from the last couple of games. And yeah, so because there's this whole time manipulation thing, there are characters who are coming back who are basically they're picking up from where they left off like 2 games ago, because the timeline has been wound back a little, but they're also mixing with characters who are in the present time. So there may be their counterpart, like the same character, might be fighting themselves because one of them turned out evil and the other one is still good because they're coming from the past, kind of thing. So it's really interesting. And there's also, there's lots of funny stuff where one of my favorite things about the modern Mortal Kombat games is Johnny Cage, the character, who is always like the butt of everyone's joke and kind of the comedy character. But
The comic relief.
yeah, but where in like previous games he was always just like, the cocky American fighter who, made movies and is a Hollywood douchebag kind of thing. In these new ones, they really lean into that, and he really is the comic relief. Like he is fucking hilarious whenever he's on screen, and just a complete idiot. And his writing is really good. And this is what I mean about the story being really good. Like it is convoluted. It is kind of, you really got to kind of think a bit to keep up. But the way they managed to write all the characters together and even have character development and stuff, like, because with the time travel stuff and all that kind of thing, I don't want to give too much away, but an old version of Johnny Cage essentially gets brought into the future with an older Johnny Cage, and the older Johnny Cage has kind of chilled out and isn't as much of a dickhead, and is more professional and takes things a bit more seriously and all that. Whereas the younger Johnny Cage is like still trying to be like, I'm the best and I'm going to go make a movie about it and fuck you kind of thing. And there's this one scene where I have to talk about it because it was just hilarious. But older Johnny Cage basically slaps the younger Johnny Cage in the face and knocks off his shades, like, because he's wearing sunglasses the whole time. And so younger Johnny Cage just pulls out another pair of shades from his belt and puts them on. And I just thought that was the funniest thing ever.
It's kind of funny because, like, I think that it's like he was expecting it to happen in a way.
Yeah. Like, he's got spares just in case.
Just in case someone decides to slap me in the face.
Yeah. So, yeah. Suffice to say, I'm loving Mortal Kombat 11. And once again, I'm convinced that they do stories the best in any fighting game because they just manage to give context for everything. Like, every time a fight happens, there's a reason for it. Even if it's just a simple reason, like, it doesn't have to be this hugely in-depth thing. But it's not just, let's find some arbitrary way to tie these fights, a whole bunch of fights together, which is more what it felt like in Street Fighter. Even though they were trying, I could tell they were trying, but yeah, Mortal Kombat just nails it. Whoever does the writing over there and, puts together the story is just, genius. But there are problems with Mortal Kombat 11, which I do also agree with because I did a bit of Googling, where a lot of characters are not unlocked by default. You have to buy them with DLC, which is shit.
Oh.
Especially some classic characters. Like, fair enough, there are a lot of bonus characters that you get DLC. Like, you can get RoboCop and, like, the Terminator and the Joker from Batman and, characters like that, which are DLC, and that's fine. I don't care because they're not canon anyway. But there are other characters like Sindel or Shiva or Nightwolf, and just to name a few, who are not available, and you have to buy DLC to kind of add them to the roster, which I kind of hate because they're pretty much staples of the game. So, and I did a bit of Googling, and apparently, Mortal Kombat 11 got criticized heavily for, like, basically microtransactioning everything, and they made some bad decisions business-wise. So, that's something to keep in mind if you ever do want to play Mortal Kombat 11. And similarly, the Crypt, which is where you basically unlock things, and this has been a part of Mortal Kombat games for a while, where basically as you do fights and stuff, you earn coins or other sorts of currencies and things, and then you go to this place called the Crypt, where there's a whole bunch of chests and things, and it's a bit of a randomization kind of thing where certain chests will cost a certain amount of money, and you might have to pay like 10,000 coins to open this chest, and the chest might contain something like a different costume for a character or a different fatality or, cool stuff that you actually want. Whereas this Crypt it's all randomized. So there's no way of telling, like, finding a guide or anything to tell you where to get the good stuff. You just kind of have to roll the dice and hope for the best. Apparently the devs had said that it is randomized, but all the same items are in there anyway for everybody. So in theory, if you unlocked everything in the Crypt, you should all get the same stuff in the end.
It's like, it's randomized, like, where you find it, but everything is there.
Yeah, so it's kind of like in each location, like, there'll always be a chest in this location, but it'll be different for everyone who encounters it, kind of thing. Like, what's in it and how much it costs.
Very much you're at the mercy of RNGs.
Yeah, which is fine. Like, that's kind of part of what the Crypt is about anyway, but it is kind of annoying because everyone who plays the game realistically earns a bunch of coins, and then you go online and you say, how do I unlock all the fatalities? And you go and unlock all the fatalities. and all the costumes for your characters and that kind of all the cool stuff first, and then you get all the trash later when you're like, feel like it. So, Mortal Kombat 11 is not without its downsides, but I do have to say the story is genius. And I've been playing it for a while, and I'm only I want to say like a third of the way through the story. Like there's a lot of story left. So it's quite lengthy as well, which is cool. Not to mention, they've got really good training modes and stuff as well. And, I'm a fan of Mortal Kombat. The only other game I've been playing recently, which I just picked up the other day, is WRC 9 FIA World Rally Championship. After finishing Horizon Chase Turbo, I was after another racing game to play. And I actually played a multiplayer race with Uwe from HLTB because there's an achievement for playing a multiplayer race. And he hit me up the other day saying, "Do you want to play a race so we can get that achievement?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, let's do it." So we did, and I continued basically just checking out the game because I haven't played many WRC games before. Most of my rally games I've played have been like Dirt Rally or Colin McRae series. So it's cool to check out a WRC. I've got a few in my library, so I plan to play through them. And yeah, it's really good. The graphics are just modern rally graphics are like really good. It looks like you're actually driving a car. So that's cool. But yeah, I've pretty much just started. It's doing a good job so far of teaching me everything I need to know about the career mode because there's a lot of management stuff to do because you've got your whole team you need to take care of as well, not just drive races. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting stuck into that. It should be a lengthy one though, so stay tuned for more. But that's all I've been playing.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah. But hey, let's play a quiz game before the quiz game.
Ooh.
But this is a quiz game about music. Okay, so Paula.
Josh.
I will quiz you first, and then you can quiz me, and we'll see who comes triumphant in the end. I have queued up 10 game themes of varying stages of difficulty. I'm sure a lot of them you'll probably immediately be like, "Oh, I know what that is." I hope anyway, but we'll see. I'm going to, for our rules for anyone listening along, I reckon we do 30 seconds max of music because we don't know how this is going to go with copyrights as well. So
yeah, I think like 15 seconds like on recording would be the maximum, but we can do 30.
We can do 15 if you want for the guessing. Yeah. That's cool. Like, yeah. Shorter is better, I would say.
Definitely.
And then I reckon we give ourselves maybe up to a minute to guess, but to have a time limit anyway, just because, so it doesn't just go forever.
Yeah, but we don't want that each of the 10 or so tracks for each one, so
yeah, we don't want to be like 20 minutes guessing each one. So okay. So game one, I suspect, well, I'm not going to say anything. Prepare yourself for music and tell me if nothing comes through.
Breath of the Wild.
Yep. Don't even need to play the whole thing. I thought it might be an easy one. All right. So yeah, that's the idea. A little bit of music and a guess, and then we're done. So that's what I mean. I picked a whole bunch from your list that I think will get harder, but they could still be easy anyway. So okay, get ready for number 2.
Is it Shin Megami Tensei 4?
No.
The Blues of Favor?
Nope.
Maybe. Oh, is it Danganronpa?
It is not.
999?
It is not. Should be timing this, shouldn't I?
Yeah, you should probably be timing that. What have I played with that kind of music? Is this from my finished list, right? Or my completions list?
Yeah, this is all these are from your completions list.
Okay, let me think. Can I hear it just a little bit again?
All right. I'll just rewind.
Oh, is it a Persona game?
It is not.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Is it an RPG at the very least?
I don't know. And we're gonna run out of time.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
And I reckon time's up.
Okay, what was it?
Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Of course it was. It was literally like the only thing that with that kind of music that I didn't name.
So that's one of two. Yeah, that was Ghost Trick. This one I think you'll get pretty quick. So let's fire away.
Yeah. Persona 4, Persona 4, either Golden probably, because that's the one on my wish list.
Yep. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, all these are new to me, so they sound weird, but but that one especially as well, because like finding these on YouTube and stuff, you get different versions of the main themes and that sort of stuff. That one was the actual menu music from the game, so I thought,
yeah,
you've probably heard this a lot.
Funnily enough, not because I played on beta, so I
Okay.
heard it like once or twice, but it's memorable.
Yeah, then you can just resume, couldn't you, on beta? Yeah. All right. Number 4. Wait. Yep.
Wait, that's something like A Link to the Past. No, it's a Zelda. Okay, give me the a little bit more because
Okay.
the instruments here is gonna be.
Continuing.
Okay, I got it. A Link Between Worlds.
That's it. Man, that's only number 4 though. It will. It's yeah. I'm hoping it'll get harder.
Now I feel bad about some of the ones I picked. I did pick 13 in case uh, I decided that one of them was too
Yeah, that's okay.
asshole, you know.
I purposely picked some that were pretty easy anyway, so I'm happy with whatever. Yeah. Okay, number 5. This one again, I think, should be pretty obvious, especially if anyone listening. It's but we'll see. Here we go.
Okay. Persona 3? Portable?
No, it is not Persona 3.
What does it doesn't sound like Persona 5 at all, because Persona 5 is more jazzy.
Correct? Oh, correct that it's not Persona 5.
Yeah. What was that? Like, I don't remember that.
See, you never know. See, to me, this is obvious. So that might be a clue in itself, because it's a game I've played.
Huh. Like, I know I've heard it, but I don't know where.
About 8 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Okay. What was it?
It is the radio music from Portal.
Oh, yeah. No way in hell I was gonna remember that one. I even forgot you had radio music.
Well, the actual radios in the game that you pick up? Like,
Wait, you can actually, like, make those work?
Yeah, they play music. And that's the music they play.
Well, color me surprised.
All right, this one might be a bit more in your wheelhouse. Number 6, this is.
I just let it play because I love it. It's Ace Attorney.
It is.
Yeah, yeah. By the tune of it, is the first one probably.
Yeah. Number 7. Interesting to see if this is a quick one or not for you.
Is it the Skyward Sword?
It is not.
Okay, what has this kind of music done? Rhyme?
No, not Rhyme.
Journey?
Not Journey. Good guesses, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very cool
What
soundtrack.
could be? Yeah, it was very nice. I'm trying to know what the hell it was though.
Very nice
It
music.
sounded kind of chunky, so maybe it's an order game.
10 seconds.
Sweet Fuse.
Nope.
Steins Gate.
Nope. That was A Short Hike.
I'm an idiot.
But I don't know if I would have recognized it though. Like when I heard it, I was like, "Oh yeah, that's Short Hike." But I knew it was because I was looking for it. But if
Yeah.
you'd used it for me, I don't know if I would have got it though. But yeah, nice soundtrack. Okay, this one. If you don't get this one, I'll be very disappointed.
Oh, dude.
So, here we go.
Okay. Papers, please.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. If you didn't get that one, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, especially after all those weeks of Glory to Jessica.
Yeah, and you've been playing it not so long ago. So, okay, this one I don't know, but again, we'll see. Here we go. Number 9, second to last one.
Yeah. If you do.
No.
Oh no. Let it play then.
All right.
I heard this very recently. I heard this stupidly recently.
I can neither confirm or deny.
What have I played recently?
I don't know if you, as a clue, I don't know if you have actually played this recently. I don't know, but I don't think you have.
Okay, but oh my god, it sounds so much like Fury. That's was very. Oh wait. I think I. Oh my god, like I know it, but I can't say like it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh. Oh my god. I hate myself for this.
5 seconds.
Oh. I'm gonna hate myself
Time's
for
up.
this one.
That was the ranch theme from Slime
For
Rancher.
Slime Rancher, yeah. It did sound like one of the songs from Fear Fury, the one that plays when you're like on the beach.
Nice.
But yeah, oh my god, I'm stupid. I feel so bad about that one.
That's what I mean. Like, I know you know this game. I know you know Slime
I
Rancher.
played 20 hours of that. How did I not remember?
Okay, last one, number 10. We'll just see. I'll just play it.
Yeah. Amnesia Memories.
It is. I thought you might get that nice and
That's
easy.
actually like the menu team too.
Yeah, a lot of these when I found them on YouTube were just like, here's the menu theme. I'm like, that'll do. I'm sure I'm sure you've seen the menus. Okay, so that adds up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 10, which is pretty good. Nicely done.
Yeah, I still feel so dumb about the Slime Rancher one. How did I not know this? I played that game ad nauseum.
So, for anyone playing along, that was Breath of the Wild, Ghost Trick, Persona 4 Golden, Link Between Worlds, Portal, Ace Attorney, A Short Hike, Papers, Please, Slime Rancher, and Amnesia Memories. So, a good bit of variety there.
Okay. Are you ready for the first one?
I am. I want to say, it sounds like a Ben Babbitt kind of. Is it Kentucky Route Zero?
No.
Or is it Something like Hard Space Shipbreaker.
No.
Oh, because it's like a country music thing. Oh, but then it's now I want to say it's like a point and click. Oh, I feel like it's on. Yeah, it's ringing bells.
5 seconds.
That like boing doing doing doing. Yeah, I don't know.
Time. That is Red Dead Redemption 2, the house building theme.
Oh damn! Yeah, no idea. Was nowhere near that. Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna
A
go
strong
with the
start.
I thought you.
For the record, I don't like my chances here, but that's okay.
But you're playing this game. It's still on your playing list because you're playing the DLC.
I'm playing the first game. I'm not playing the second one.
Oh, I'm stupid. Oh, I'm so sorry.
But I have played the second one, so that's okay.
Okay, let's go with the second one.
Oh, I like it.
Your minute starts now.
Is it oxen free?
No.
No. It's not immediately recognizable. I'll give it that. It sounds kind of dark, kind of depressing, moody. I mean, is it something like Inside or Somerville?
Nope.
It's probably something bigger that I'm not even thinking about. Yeah, I don't know.
It was the flagship game for a studio
Flagship
for a while. Your minute it's up.
Yeah, no idea. I'm bad at this.
That's the Walking Dead game.
Oh damn!
That's
yeah,
the
nice
main
one.
theme, actually.
Good, cool. Yeah, I don't remember Walking Dead music at all.
Okay, I'm gonna go with something less.
No, it's all good. Like I say, I was worried about doing this anyway because I'm not very good with music themes and stuff. So if I get 0, that's not too surprising.
Okay, I'll be surprised if you don't get this one.
All right. You'd be surprised, wouldn't you?
Gosh, no, you cannot do this.
It sounds like a Nintendo game or something.
I mean, it isn't a Nintendo platform. It was Nintendo exclusive until recently.
Oh shit! Well, what have I played that was a Nintendo exclusive? Is it like an Ace Attorney or something? Although that's not Nintendo exclusive.
It is Ace Attorney.
It is?
It is.
Hooray!
Oh, for a second I was worried because it was like, hey, he picked an Ace Attorney game for me. I mean, Ace Attorney OST for me, so.
I haven't finished Ace Attorney yet, though. I'm still playing it.
Okay. I'm actually gonna skip ahead.
Weird. Sounds like a 90s disco.
The game is not new, but recent.
I mean, is it like Horizon?
New.
Or maybe a Tomb Raider game?
New.
Trying to think what has that kind of music. Is it Mirror's Edge?
New.
That had some kind of dancey stuff in it.
Let's see what's.
No idea.
You have 5 seconds.
It's not going to help.
Okay, that was Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, the final boss fight.
Yeah, I don't remember it being that kind of boppy.
Okay, I trust you on this one.
All right, hit me. Let me think. It's not obviously coming to me. Bing bong, bing bong, bing bong. Sounds like mysterious. Is it like Professor Layton?
No, but it is kind of mysterious though.
Is it a Sherlock Holmes game, maybe?
No. It has puzzles.
Is it?
There goes your minute.
Yeah.
Any final guess?
Nope.
It is The Room.
Ah, The Room.
The title theme.
God damn it.
Okay, let's
Number 6.
yeah. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with this one. Maybe I'll. Very good music.
Sounds familiar. Again, it sounds like something that's perhaps kind of like not anything I can think of. It's not like Stardew Valley?
Oh?
Or I feel like it feels like a game like that, but I don't know. I think I retired Stardew Valley anyway. Yeah, playing more of it, I don't know if that's going to help. Or it's not like an Animal Crossing. I haven't finished an Animal Crossing.
No, but similar vibe, I guess. Minus the building, I guess.
Like a farming thing?
What?
Yeah, like a farming thing? I don't know.
No, it was a short hike.
Ah!
I trusted you.
Short Hat came back.
Okay, let's go with this one.
Yep.
There you go.
It's a game.
It is a game.
Hooray! Correct. Next one. I apologize, listeners. This is pretty terrible to listen to, but maybe you're getting it before I am because I'm not getting much. It sounds like it might be a bit of a bigger game, as in production-wise.
You're right, I guess.
I don't know what that would be though, because it sounded kind of funky. And
I think Rick would cry if he hear you right now.
oh, is this 13 Sentinels?
No, it's not.
Oh,
But
is
it's
it
something he plays a lot.
like Rocket League or something?
Yeah.
Jeez, I don't remember Rocket League music at all.
Oh
But
my
Rick
God.
is a good clue for Rocket League, that's for sure.
Definitely.
He do be playing a lot of Rocket League.
Of course. Okay, I don't know if you're gonna get this one, but it would be funny if you do.
Let's face it, I might not get any of them.
No. Okay, there you go.
Sounds like a pirate theme. That's not like a Horizon Zero Dawn or something, is it?
No, it's actually last a lot higher in scale.
Okay. Oh, smaller. I was going to say God of War, but it sounded big.
Think in 2D.
2D. It's not like a Monkey Island?
No.
Or... Because it sounded very piratey.
Yeah, and I actually like this game a lot.
No.
Nope.
I'm sorry. No, I got no idea.
It is Wargroove.
Oh, Wargroove, yeah. It sounds way more parody than that. To me, anyway.
Yeah, like, oh, sorry. It's the Mercia theme, I guess.
Right.
Okay. I know you're not getting this one.
It's funny because just as an aside, like this sort of guessing game to me makes me laugh because there are like probably a handful of game soundtracks that I actually listen to and I know very well. But everything else is probably really something I'm not ever going to pick up on.
Okay, I have the next one here. Actually, let me skip ahead a little bit.
This does sound very familiar. This is Assassin's Creed.
It is, but which one?
Oh shit. I mean, I know it, so I'm gonna say I'll guess Syndicate because I've played that one the most, or the very first one,
Two?
or I mean, without
Just
going
say
through
a number, dude.
without going through 15 different games. 4,
No.
2.
Yes.
Hey. I like that bit of music though. It's a nice theme, I think.
Yeah. Okay, let's go with this one.
Interesting.
There you go.
So it sounds obviously kind of lo-fi and chiptune-y in a way, which doesn't help me. Blip, 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 blip. Blip, 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 blip.
I guess the game is as unique as it sounds in a way.
Right. Cool. That's good to know.
That ain't helping.
Oh. What is it, listeners? Because I got no idea.
For next time, we're gonna have like the thing where you can call the audience or something like that.
Yeah.
It's Baba is you.
Oh, gee, yeah, I don't remember that music at all.
I would have thought like the sound effects isn't like similar to when Baba was like dragging stuff around.
Yeah, I'm sure it's very recognizable if you're not a dumbass like me.
Okay, how many we have left?
That's 10. That's a big 3 out of 10 correct. I'm surprised.
We actually went through all of them.
Yeah, I'm surprised they even got 3, so I'm happy with that. But yeah, that means, Paula, you are the winner with 6 out of 10. Congratulations.
I actually had like a couple of songs from Rhyme and Grease, but after you didn't get the tour hype was when it was like, okay, those are out of the list.
That was fun though. I had a good time, even though I didn't do very well. I still had a good time. So
yeah.
And we hope you did too, listeners.
Just about the Slime Rancher, that one. Like I could have like not gotten like all the other 3 that I didn't get, but the Slime Rancher one really hurts.
Nice. And if you're playing along at home, let us know how well you did out of all 20 of those, because I'm sure someone probably nailed all of them. But yeah.
It ain't me.
Now I get to see if Paula does know something when I test her on her game knowledge as we play our guessing game. All right, Paula, I have a game here. I'm finding a comment. So this person who played this game finished their main story in 7.5 hours.
Okay.
which is a little bit quicker than the average. And their comment is story progress only, no talking to side characters at all, which is a nice generic one to get started with.
Characters at all. And you said it was a little bit quicker than...
Yeah, the average is 9 hours for main story. This was 7.5.
Is it the Banner Saga?
It is not the Banner Saga.
The side characters. Define the side character. Is it... Oh, maybe it is Psychedelic of the Asian Hawk?
Nope.
This might be a wild one, but is it What Lies in the Multiverse?
It is not.
I think that one was shorter too, like 7 hours, man. Side characters.
And it sounds vague, but I actually think it is quite descriptive of playing this game.
Is it a Professor Layton game?
It is not.
Is it... Okay, so I'm gonna guide you through my thought process. This game probably has, maybe you can just speed through the story, and you can or may not be able to talk to other characters. Is it Life is Strange?
No, but I want to say you're warming up.
Okay. Okay. What similar games have I played that are around 7 to 9 hours?
For the main story, then.
Main story and didn't talk to these side characters. Yeah, knowing Hale's Danganronpa because that takes a lot of time. It's not the first Danganronpa, is it?
Nope.
Just making sure. Okay. No, that's probably like 20 hours. Some kind of walking simulator or something like that. 9 hours. They cannot be a Zelda game. At the very least, not the ones that I've finished.
It is
unless not. Okay. Just making sure. 5 characters. Holy crap. Okay, give me another clue.
Okay. So, I did have one just now. Where is it?
It is Night in the Woods, is it?
It is.
Oh! Last second save.
Yeah. If I hadn't lost my place, because the next clue was going to be something about. The next one was a 10 hours 49 minute main story complete plus longest night and lost constellation, no demon tower. But yeah, it is Night in the Woods is the thing.
Yeah, it took me 8 hours, but I don't remember it being that long.
Well, main and sides is 12 and completionist is 24.
Damn.
I don't know how long it took me. I took 9.5 hours. So I record that as a main story as well. So I obviously didn't do much side stuff. But yeah, Night in the Woods, good game. Quite enjoyed. We've spoken about it before. Well done.
That. Another 3 points over there.
That takes Paula to the big 19 points versus my big 13 points. So potentially I could earn another 12 points, I think, and you'd be the same. So there's still a chance, but 6 points difference. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, I think that brings us to a close. What don't you think?
Yeah, so thank you everyone to listening to another episode of the How Long to Beat podcast. What do you think about our little music guessing game? Do you want it back at some point in time? Maybe we could have like some power-ups or like bonus stuff. So I don't know. That would be kind of fun.
What you mean is some handicaps for the dumbass.
No.
Hey, I'll take it. Yeah. I'm happy. I got 3.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
I think we should try to make it like more fun, unless like I'm banging my head against this desk because for fuck's sake I cannot get this.
Yeah, it's a good fun little thing to do, I think. But let us know if it's okay to listen to as well.
Yeah. So, and also tell us in the comments down below, or in the Discord, or the How Long to Beat forums, how many of the games did you get?
Yeah.
So, well then, I think that is all, and see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I heard this very recently.